And we continue Dirshu Mishnah Berurah. We're holding in Siman Nun Tes in the middle of Sif Dalid. Today we're going to conclude Siman Nun Tes and begin Siman Samoch. So at the end of Siman Nun Tes and Sif Dalid, the Mechaber teaches us V'lo yane omein acher siyum aboicher b'mo Yisrael bi'ahava, and one should not answer amein after the bracha v'chayisa ba'ava. Why? Mishom dahave. Yesterday we didn't have the next page in front of us, so here it is. What is the reason? Mishom dahave hefsik. Because saying amein, says the Mechaber, is a hefsik, and that is the end of Sif Dalid. So let's first see some short Mishnah Berurah over here before we move on to Sif Hey. So says the Mishnah Berurah, Sif Kadr Chav Dalid, what is the reason you don't say Amen Mishom Dahave Hefsik? Says the Mishnah Berurah. One second. There we go. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Sif Kadr Chav Dalid. It's a Hefsik bein Kriyishma lebracha. That's the Hefsik. Kimoi sha'asir lahafsik bein kol davar mitzvah yanah shebevarchen alav lebracha shel fanel. Just like if I make a shahakol, I have to immediately take a drink. And I can't make a hefsek between the bracha and between the eating. So too, when it comes to the kriyishma, you can't make a hefsek between the bracha and the mitzvah, which is saying the kriyishma. Avol, continues the Mishnah Berurah as we turn over the page over here. Avol, be'birchas yitzar, when it comes to the bracha of yitzar, gam hu ma'ideh, he as well admits, sorry, we're having a little bit of an issue over here. There it goes, it's a little better. Gam hu ma'ideh by the berachas yitzar, ledina l'ramah b'zet, l'ramah, timsim, kodem ha'shech sim, yishan azam min achrav ayin bir halacha. So by the bracha of yitzar, we're agreeing, if you finish before the sheikh sibur, you're yes allowed to say amin. By the bracha of aboicher ba'amo Yisrael bi'ava, you do not, which is the reason why the general minhag is to say it together with the Shliach Sibur and then go straight into Shema. Says the Mishnah Berurah over here, Seif Katan Samach Chafei, quoting the end of the Ramah, in which he references Siman Samach Aleph. Seif Gimel Ba'agad, the Sham Nisvar, the Gam Berachas Aboicher, Aminag L'Sayim, quoting Sheikh Sibur, Lanis Amin Acher Sheikh Sibur. Says the Mishnah Berurah that the Ramah over there says that even by this bracha, the minhag is to finish first and then have the ability to say amen. What's the reason? So says the Mishnah, I don't understand. We just said you make a shahakal on the drink. You can't be mafsik before you take a drink. Why by Kriyishma are we allowing a hefsik between the bracha and between the mitzvah, which is the Shema? Says the Mishnah Berurah, because it's different. We're not making a proper bracha. Hashem commanded us to recite Kriyishma. Elo bracha is b'fnei atzman hey. Rather, birchas Kriyishma are each entities onto their own. Ve'teknu levarich haisam koydem Kriyishma. And Chazal were misaki to say them before Kriyishma. So they're standalone brachas, but Chazal put them before Kriyishma, and therefore l'cheini chashash u'mad shamavzik bein other Kriyishma, and therefore the Ramban in Siman Samach Aleph Sif Gimel teaches us that there's no problem. The whole problem was that you're splitting up between the bracha and the Shema. But here the bracha is not on the Shema. The bracha is an entity unto itself. And then Chazal placed it on the Shema, so there's no problem being mafsik. The Achronim quote the Ramah Ladina that you could, yes, say amen. So if you finish the bracha first, says the Mishnah Berurah, you're allowed to say amen. Why are you allowed to say amen? Because it's not a hefsik. Why is it not a hefsik? Because it's a different type of bracha. However, says the Mishnah Berurah, what's the best? It's best not to get involved in the shayla. It's a massive machlekes. So finish together mila b'mila aboiche b'amo Yisrael bi'ava with the shots. Bracha acheres bein avar rabba lishema. If you're a different bracha, you don't make an amin either. And of course, this is the most prevalent minhag that we say together with the shliach sibur, so as not to get involved in this shayla. And we continue with Sifei. Says the Mechaberim Sifeim Tov Berichas Yetzer B'Inyan Shezarach LaAmoid Acher tachtov. If you made a mistake, if the mistake was between kedusha, kaddish, and further, the next person picks up where he finished off. Says the Ramah, he starts with kedusha, then he has to go back into the beginning. So explains the Mishnah Berurah over here in Sivkatan Chaf Vav, what is going on that you're placing someone else tachtov. You don't have to go back to the beginning. If you made a mistake there, you go back to there. So go back to the beginning. And the next person has to go back to the place of the mistake. Why? Because everyone together says Kaddish, that's as if it is the beginning of the bracha. We continue over here in Sivkatan Chav. Excuse me. I don't know what just happened. Let's try to get that back. There it is. We continue over here in Sivkatan Chav Tes, which the Mishnah Berurah comments that what are you doing? You're going back. Ba Roish says the. Excuse me. I'm just trying to get this that everyone could see it. We're having an issue over here. One moment. There we go. It looks a little funny. Okay, technological issues. Okay, here we go. Chayzer Baroish Sivkatan Chaf Tes. So it says the Mishnah Berurah over here, She'ein Cholkin Bracha Achas L'Shtayim. You don't split one bracha into two. There's a davka b'zman she'enogin loitzis berachas kriyishma. Says the Mishnah Berurah, let's not make a mistake. This was specifically at a time that they were being yoitzei someone else in the brachos. Avol kayoim. But nowadays, everyone makes their own bracha. You're not being yoitz anyone else. Im nishtatik l'sheichsiver berachas yitzar. All the brachas, aside from Shemana Esrei, you don't go back to the beginning of the bracha. Says the Mishnah Berurah, from the place that he began. Again, this is talking about a case where the Sheikh Sibur can't continue davening. He's nishtatik, he turns silent. So where does he pick up? He picks up from that place because we don't have this concern that we're being yotzei him. And for a moment, we're just going to begin the next Siman Samach, which is titled by the Machaber, the Din Brachos L'Kriyas Shema V'Im Sricha Kavana. Says the Machaber, let's learn Sif Aleph together right now. Bracha Shniya Avas Oilum. The second bracha, Berachos Kriyas Shema Avas Oilum, says the Rambam V'Yishayim Avarabba. That's Nusach Ashkenaz. Chaynagin Uchal Ashkenaz. Ve'inoi B'Yisachas V'Baruch, you don't begin with Baruch. Why not? One bracha yitzar, the next bracha continues avasel ma'avarabos. So you don't have to make a new bracha. Which we spoke about extensively, whether it actually paters the berachas hatayra. And we'll say right now, we'll just learn a drop. Here we go. Sivkatan Aleph. Avas oilam pirs techilas abracha mascheles. Avas oilam. Aval kol mesach abracha v'chasimi k'moshanu oimrim beberachas ava rabba. It's the same exact bracha, says the Mishnah Berurah, but it just begins with avas oilam af l'dei azu. Chein noigin sivkatan beis. Hainu ba'boiker in the morning. Aval be'erev noigin loy ba'avas oilam. The mayor we say avas oilam. V'tan shenoigin loy ba'boiker ava rabba. Mishad nechsev chadashim avkarim rabba emuna secha. And that's where the nusach of Ashkenaz comes out of a rabba, not avas oilam. We've seen this already. If you say the whole bracha like you were saying by Ma'ariv somehow, you said in the morning, you're still yaitzi. We'll pick it up from Sif Beis Emir Hashem in the next shir.